Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm in my gym and there's no one else around, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to video the way I do my floor to chair transfers. Got some nice soft mats down beneath me, so I thought it was an ideal way really to talk you through how I do them. A little bit different to how I learnt in rehab, but I'll discuss that in a second when I'm down on the floor. First up, I'll get myself in position and I'll show you how I get out of the chair. So, first thing to remember, always try and get in the habit of this, flick your casters forward. See, my casters are pointing forward or as forward as they can be. It just makes the chair a little bit more stable. I tend to take my shoes off when I do this, just a personal preference really. I seem to find it makes it a bit easier to do it on these mats because they tend to, these ones are really grippy and they tend to grab the mat as I try and push back up in the chair. So it's kind of harder in the sense you've got a little bit less pop when you come up without the shoes on, without the extra thickness of the sole. But yeah, for me, I just prefer it, doing it barefoot. So first thing I do, shuffle towards the front of the chair, and I chuck my left off to the left-hand side. It's my preferred way of coming down. I personally put my right leg over my left leg. That's because I've found that when I come down onto the floor, if I have both my feet together, it tends to try and fire me backwards, and I seem to have less control. So yeah, that's my way of doing it. I grab with my left hand, grab the front of the chair, I'm sort of just on the corner of the cushion holding the frame, and then this hand I'm going to just basically lean forward and put it to the floor in a fist, or a hand on the floor, whichever. I prefer a hand sometimes going down just for a bit more control. It's going to go out that way so that I'm nice and supported. You don't want to go too near your feet, otherwise when you drop your bum off the chair, you're going to end up sort of almost falling backwards a bit. So first step then, lean forward, hand down on the floor, and then just sort of lift up with both hands and drop myself under control down onto the floor. And there we are, sat on the deck and ready to do a transfer back up. So, okay, so I'm on the floor. Shoes have gone back on because these mats are really slippery. So I'm going to have a little bit of fun pulling my legs around actually, because these shoes keep falling off as well. So anyway, I was taught in rehab to have both legs up in front of me, both feet on the ground next to each other, and to use both legs to sort of tip forward and throw myself into the chair. Now, the one problem with that is, for me, and I'm sure I'm not the only person who struggles with this, if I try and get into that position now, I have this problem where this leg just drops to the side. I haven't got the flexibility to get my chin over it like some people do and sort of start the position that way. So I kind of tried and tried with that, and unless I've got my knees tied together, it's a waste of time. It doesn't work for me. So I did a bit of looking around and sort of a bit of research, and I did find someone that had a video showing they did a floor to chair transfer just using the one leg. So I thought, well, great, I'll give that a go. And yeah, I found that way works really well. So I was going to talk you through the motions of how I do that. So yeah, basically here it goes. So get yourself set up next to the chair. If you can, try and get the casters forward. Normally just twist them forward if need be. Certainly that one anyway, because you're going to put quite a lot of weight on the chair here. It's nice to have it stable. And then sit with your hips kind of in line with the this side of the frame, nice and tight to the chair. Pull this leg up, and you don't want to be at 90 degrees to the chair. You want to be a little bit away. So I've probably got, I don't know, that much distance between the front of the foot plate and my left heel. With the right leg, bring that up next to the left leg, and I tend to go heel into kind of the arch of the foot with this one, and that helps it kind of pivot round as I go up into the chair, because you kind of want your legs to come with you. That way you get into the chair quite nicely when you complete the move. So yeah, and from there it's a case of kind of a fist on the floor behind you, hold the chair here, get this arm up because you're going to want to kind of lift yourself on both your hands. That's the start, and then it's a case of getting your head forward. There is a lot of strength involved. The technique obviously does help a lot. Getting yourself set up correctly really is key with this one. So hopefully this is all sort of coming out in the video and you can see how I've done it. So just to recap, my sort of centre line of my hips is kind of centred with the left, this side of the frame of the wheelchair. My left knee is against this side of the frame. This leg's quite up and quite sort of, quite tight in. I can already sort of feel the stretch in a way. And then this foot goes against this heel, and this leg just lays on the ground. And then it's a case of start off with a fist with your right hand next to your right pocket. get yourself kind of up like that, and then it's just a case of leaning forward and throwing yourself up and into the chair, like so. And that is it. The real pop comes from getting your head down as you do the move, throw your head forward. It will put a nice stretch in your hamstrings, and it will naturally try and straighten your legs for you. There's most of that is, I guess it's kind of 50-60% is strength with your arms to get yourself going. Once you're up in the air, the rest of it really is making sure your head is down. Keep your head down. Don't try and do it with your head up, because you're physically not going to be able to lift your body into the chair. You need to get your bum up in the air and swung round. As you're in the air, it's all kind of hard to explain at the same time. Use this left hand to kind of pull yourself backwards, so land your bum as far back in the chair as you can, and that way you're not sort of, landing on the very front of the chair and struggling and pushing yourself back. If you need to, just use your right hand to give yourself a shove backwards off the floor into the chair, and you're good to go. So yeah, I hope that sort of makes sense in the video. I personally find floor to chair transfers something that are really key to learn. I do practice these quite a bit, at least on a weekly basis. I do quite a few of them. Certainly when I go to the rehab centre, I go to NeuroConnects. I go there and I do everything on the floor in the mats, and we do a couple of transfers to start, a couple of transfers to finish, just so you know, at least on that weekly basis, I'm doing them. They're useful when you fall out the chair like me, and you realise after a while, if you haven't practiced them for a few months, they're quite tricky. So I would just suggest just learn them, have a go, see what works for you. If you don't like my way, that's fine, but this is just a way that works for me, and everybody's got their own way. I've seen people lift themselves backwards into the chair, but I've got no abs at all. I'm T2 complete, so I'll just drag the back of my back against this front of the chair, and it's, that way is not going to work. Plus, I haven't quite got the shoulder flexibility to do it. I've also seen people face the chair and sort of climb in from the front and then swing round, but talking to the physio guys, we think that really that's more for someone that has got abs that can sort of do that twist. So anyway, we all learn our own techniques. That is my technique, and I hope that helps someone out there. Give it a go. Don't be afraid to try it. If all goes wrong, get yourself, rather than having to put your right hand on the floor, get yourself a step you can put it onto. So if you're a bit concerned that you might not get back in, or do it next to a sofa, you can always have your right hand on something much higher up, and it's a much easier transfer. Then it's only a little easy pop into your chair, rather than having that right hand right up on the floor and having to do the floor to chair if it all goes wrong. But just keep at it, keep practicing is all I'd say, and good luck. I hope that helps. Thanks very much.